Got this 2012 Acura TL in the shop today. It's got a oil leak and intermittent oil light turning on. It's got a pretty good size oil leak coming from like the timing cover oil pump area. These are notorious for leaking from the oil pump. Here's a shot of the bottom of the car. As you can see, the oil pan is quite wet. And if you look up further, there's oil coming down where the timing covers are. Sometimes people think the oil pan is leaking, but the leak is actually coming from above the oil pan. Alright, got the plastic cover off right here. It's just held on by some clips there underneath here. But as you can see, we are exposing the crankshaft pulley. You can see here, the oil is coming from the bottom of the timing cover through this little hole. So we're just going to continue on. You got to take this drive belt off. We're going to do that from the top. Got the power steering unbolted and this motor mount removed, which gives us a lot of access to these upper timing covers. Power steering pump is bolted on by two 12mm bolts, one there, and I removed the upper line. I like to put these caps here, it keeps things nice and clean. Got a cap on this one too, so just continue forward. I like to loosen the crank bolt and drive it back in lightly. This way, when I loosen it later, it doesn't move the crankshaft and it goes back into time a lot easier because nothing moves. Okay, I got these upper timing covers off. Lined this up with this little notch. This one has one also. It's kind of hard to see. It's really hard to see, but it's right there. There's a corresponding notch right there. So now the timing belt is in time. Gonna remove this mount next and the lower timing cover. There's also a timing mark down there on the crank pulley. Got all the covers off down to the timing belt. It does have this leak here coming through the top of the oil pump. Okay, so we gave the customer our findings, and it does look like the top of that pump is leaking. So we're gonna remove the oil pump. So our next steps is to drop the oil pan right here. Gotta do the header. So I pre-sprayed all of them with penetrating oil. All these nuts here, and those there. Gotta drain the oil. And then we just go do all of those 10mm bolts all the way around. This plastic cover needs to be removed. So all of that's next. Oh. That is on there. Ooh. Wow. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Man. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if those have cabin filters.
Got the oil pan off. Reason we do that is because we need to remove the pickup. Pickup is attached to the bottom of the oil pump. Okay, so next steps, we're going to remove this oil filter housing, and after the pickup is off, we can remove all the bolts to the oil pump and pull it down. Ow. Alright, so oil pump is off. This O-ring here is typically the one that leaks. As you can see, it's super flat. Actually, extremely flat. So that's all the disassembly we're going to do. We need to clean all of these surfaces. All of this is Honda Bond. We clean all that off. And then we got to clean the surface of the pump off. And put a new O-ring. And then we're in reassembly. It's just a reverse of taking it apart. My method for cleaning Honda Bond is always scraping first, and then I use Scotch-Brite, and then I wipe it clean with a rag. Jen! This guy almost fell. I got all these surfaces cleaned up here. New O-ring. Got this all cleaned up. New gasket for this. And then we're gonna add Honda Bond on this surface right here. And that's what seals the pump to the block. It's a good idea to put a couple dabs of Honda Bond under the O-ring just to hold it into place so that when you go to install the pump, it doesn't fall out. I usually go around the whole surface and dab the Honda Bond with my finger just to fill any gaps that I may have missed. Okay, the oil pump is back on. Got the spool valve and oil filter housing back on. Did a new crank seal. Next we got to clean up the oil pan surface here. Get all this old Honda Bond off. Apply new Honda Bond to the pan. And then we can go back together and just reassembly. It's always kind of stressful maneuvering these parts with fresh Honda Bond on them and not hitting anything on the way up. Nice. The customer also had us put a brand new water pump and timing belt on. And this is where I realized I never drained the radiator. So my setup for the timing belt installation started when I took all of this apart. I was super careful not to have anything move, so that when I go back together, everything here is in the same exact spot. You just need to maintain tension of the timing belt all the way around the first gear, around the water pump, then around the second gear, and then there should only be loose at the tensioner, and then when you release the tensioner, everything will be tight. So right there is really the only loose point of the belt at the moment. Okay, so timing belt is on, new water pump is on, tensioner is on. Just gotta put all the timing covers back together, and this puppy is ready to run. Well, there's a couple more things after that, but then it's ready to run. I decided to show the reinstallation of the power steering pump since I forgot to show the uninstall of the power steering pump. But it's just these two 12mm bolts and then the two lines that attach to it. And with the power of video editing, we will return when everything is reassembled and this puppy is ready to run. We also replaced the oil pressure sender to address the intermittent oil light, but we never experienced the oil light doing anything weird. It always worked properly for us. And just like that, we got another one done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like what you're seeing, please subscribe, like, comment. I love it all. Thank you. Bye.